What's good, y'all? It's your boy D Blaze back with another one for Venomous Reactions. And this one comes from Geekdom 101. And this one's called Broly versus Jiren. Hmm. This should be interesting because this is like two different worlds colliding. Like, like think of Broly back in the day, and now you have Jiren, two of the most superpowers known in Dragon Ball history. One that's non-canon and one that's canon. So I'm interested in I'm interested to see what Geek the 101 has to say about this. So, what up? So, not wasting any time, let's get right into it, shall we? Let's go.
So before we talk about Jiren and Broly, don't forget, if you want to revisit the Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power and see Jiren in action, you can check out every episode of Super in high definition quality on Verve. Subbed, every episode's there. Dubbed, they're only up to a certain point, but they're going to be adding new dubbed episodes every few weeks. But if you want to revisit everything Jiren did in the Tournament of Power, including his battles with Goku and Vegeta and everybody else, vrv.co/geekdom gets you 30 free days. Try it out, and it's not just Dragon Ball Super. There's tons of other programming on Verve. Try it out. Just give it a shot. So, anyways, let's get to the video.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be
Earlier
a
this
price
week, the
after
Dragon
that.
Ball fandom had a complete and utter meltdown, including myself, when we found out that the Dragon Ball Super movie coming out in December is going to be called Dragon Ball Super Broly. And yes, folks, it's real. It's so crazy. And it's going to feature the return of the titular character known as Broly. The titular character. Anyways, he's coming back.
What the hell is that?
I thought we would discuss what could end up being, at some point, the most muscular battle in the history of Dragon Ball, and that is Jiren versus Broly. Now, we don't have confirmation as of this video if Jiren will be in the film. In fact, I'm pretty sure he probably won't be a major. He might have a cameo, but I don't think he'll have a major role. However, there's no confirmation that Broly will actually die in this movie either. He might become a regular member of the Dragon Ball cast, like what happened with Frieza. We don't know anything yet, but I thought we could go in here and have a quick little discussion about the hypothetical, super muscular, overly roided battle between Jiren and Broly. And
roided is an understatement, bro.
Somebody who is also very familiar with people who are overly roided and overly muscular and whatnot. Please welcome MJ, the power scaler.
Well, I do have Jiren as my profile picture, so, yeah, thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to be here.
All right, always. So, this fight between Jiren and Broly, outside the video games, or maybe that Heroes anime, I never thought it could happen. It's just something that is absurd because I didn't think Toriyama would ever use Broly in the main Dragon Ball Super continuity, and here he is. Now, one thing I want to discuss,
you learn something new every day,
a little bit, is Broly in this movie is not the same Broly as the one from the previous Dragon Ball Z films. He's going to have somewhat of a different backstory. We don't know the details of this yet. Toriyama's rebooting the character, but also his power simply cannot be anywhere close to what it was before. This has to be a new Broly. So if you could talk about that, like, what do you expect? What are your expectations of Broly's power in this film?
Well, the Broly from the old films was definitely a powerhouse. There's actually statements within the movie that
he would be everybody
a danger to the universe
in the old films.
He would just go on a killing spree.
He
would just go around destroying everything. So he was definitely powerful and a tough opponent back then. But in this era, we're dealing with gods, bro. We're dealing with God Ki. We're dealing with super powerful people. There's people who scale even base Goku to be a humongous threat. You know what I'm saying? So to bring in Broly now, he's definitely going to have to get a power boost. And when you tweeted out Toriyama's comments, I actually retweeted that because there was something interesting in there. People were wondering, is Broly going to have like a cameo appearance? There were people who were still believing everything was fake. They're saying maybe there's...
No, they wouldn't call the movie Broly if he wasn't the center.
Right. And once Toriyama mentioned there's going to be fierce combat,
I wonder what's going to be different about Broly in this one.
Broly lumped in there alongside with Frieza and the Frieza Force. I'm thinking in my head, okay, Broly has to be at least blue tier to be even a threat to Goku and Vegeta and Frieza, or at least an opposing entity to them. So Broly, like this version of Broly, the modern era Broly, I guess, is gonna be pretty darn powerful, bro. Like, it's at least thinking he's gonna be blue tier right off the bat. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, and well, the thing is that, and I've talked about this with you and Seth
That would be
privately.
interesting, though.
And I'll do a whole video with Seth at some point about this, but Dragon Ball movie villains, whether we're talking about the old Z movies, the Dragon Ball movies, or Super, they're always scaled to be competitive for their time. You know, if Dr. Wheelo appeared during the Boo saga, during like the Future Reborn movie, he'd be fodder. If Hirudegarn appeared during the Garlic Jr. movie, he would stomp everybody. Because villains are only as powerful as, you know, where they place when the movie is released. So you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Yeah,
That's
so
actual
Broly
fact.
can't be the weakling he was before, and I'm not saying he was weak, but compared to Blue
That's
Goku and Blue
that's
Vegeta,
actual
forget
facts.
it.
Like look
Now,
at
when it comes to
look
Jiren, he
at
is the most powerful
Bardock.
mortal that we've
Look
seen.
at Trunks. Look
You
at
know, so far in the series
look
that
at
we're aware of.
BoJack.
And
Look at
I don't
Fusion
know if they're
Reborn.
actually going to give us Jiren versus Broly in the movie. And again, I don't know for sure if they're going to do it. It seems like it's a little too much because they could do Broly and Frieza, Broly and Kale, which we'll talk about in a different video. That seems more likely. But that being said, you know, I think we're going to see Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku in this film. And I think the final battle is probably going to end up being Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku against Broly. Do you agree with that? And the other question I have is, do you think that we're going to see
I could agree with
some
that,
kind
but
of new transformation?
I don't know.
Broly?
That's
I mean,
still
he
up
has
in the
a
air.
tail.
That's
He
still
has
up in the
a
air.
tail in this movie, which I think is very interesting.
Right. He also looks very prehistoric, like in the trailer and in the concept art, not the concept art, excuse me, the poster art. He has
Very
like,
different Broly.
yeah, he has like battle scars, bro. Like he's scarred up. Like this dude looks very different from the Broly that we know, and I think that will tie into why he's so strong, why he has the green aura. Like he just overall is a different type of Saiyan compared to the ones we know, and I think you're right. I'm pretty sure we'll see UI in the film, and if he fights UI Goku, we can probably scale him off of that, because if he dominates a post tournament of power UI Goku even briefly, that tells me right there he would be stronger than Jiren. Unless Jiren is like training, we don't know. We don't know any of that. However, if UI Goku just beats the crap out of him, and it's one of those like he goes UI for a split second, saves the day, like the old
Well, I'm
Z
sure 9
movies
times out of 10,
do
Jiren would
with
be
Goku, then
training his ass off.
maybe we could put up a fight here. And I think,
Who knows?
in the future, once we get more info on this, I'm definitely going to do a full entire breakdown of Broly, not just, the new one, but the old one versus some of the top tiers. And I'll go into that once we have more info. But I think seeing a battle like Jiren versus
I'm
Broly
definitely going to be
will
reacting to that
very,
one. See how
very
he
freaking
compares.
interesting, because I hate to bring up this comparison, but it's kind of like Roman Reigns, the whole "this is my yard." I would just imagine having these two huge dudes, just pause,
Big jacked up.
That's an odd comparison,
like,
but
wanting to prove their dominance over each other. And you have somebody like Jiren. you have somebody like Jiren versus Broly. I mean, that would be insane. And I'm pretty sure you're 100% right. We're not going to see this in the film, but dog, IMAX, bro, with the speakers, the music, that would be insane.
I agree, and I think after the movie comes out, we
really
should
though,
come back and revisit this topic.
I'm definitely going to be going to see that when it hits America.
I don't think this
believe that,
but you never know. Like, that's the thing about 2018 is you really never know. Never say never should be the theme of this whole year, and I'll get to why in a minute, but. He might beat Master Ultra Instinct Goku. It might take a combination of multiple characters to beat Broly in this movie. We don't know yet. We don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
They are keeping this a secret. Somebody asked me the other day, they're like, do you think there's a chance
look at what happened when Broly first debuted.
Super. Now, obviously,
in the first movie.
Heroes, but that's Heroes. Heroes has no continuity placement anywhere. With Super, Super Saiyan 4 doesn't even exist, but there's people who think that Broly, because he has a tail, we might see a version of Super Saiyan 4 in the movie. And at this point, like, if you asked me a year ago or even 6 months ago, I would have straight up been like, nah, it's not happening. Toriyama's not going to take that idea. It wasn't his idea originally at all. He's not going to take that idea and incorporate it into the main series. And now, I can't even say that anymore because he'll do anything he wants. Toriyama can do anything he wants, bro. He can do anything he wants.
Facts. Straight facts.
Dude, think about this. Like I said, he could make Broly a good guy at the end of the day. He could make Broly end up being a member of the super team. Like, he could end up having
Broly a
go to
good
different
guy?
universe and live
Get
peacefully there. Like
get the fuck out of
anything can
here.
happen right now, man. It's kind of exciting, but also kind of frightening.
An Avalanche
like,
will have a better chance
Right.
surviving hell
I
than
mean, it's
Broly
really up in
becoming
the
a
air
good guy.
because if he were to introduce, Super Saiyan 4, I think he would probably throw his own spin on it. Kind of like how he mentioned he did with Broly. He rearranged some things. So I get your point. It is kind of weird, but at the same time, it is exciting because it's just like we're going to get to see all this crazy stuff come to the screen. You know what I mean? It's going to be 2018 is very interesting, I guess, is what we're both trying to say.
Yeah.
As far as
Right.
what can happen with Dragon Ball, the modern Dragon Ball.
It's going to be interesting because as the story progresses, they have to keep introducing stronger and stronger villains. That's really the point of this video. And the last guy that Goku fought that was really powerful was Jiren at the end of Super. So for this movie, I feel like Broly has to be as strong, if not stronger than Jiren, because I feel like if he's not, it'll be a disappointment. So that means that either Whis and Beerus were wrong about about Jiren being the strongest mortal, and think about this, that might actually mean that Broly might be stronger than Beerus in some cases, which I don't think so, but people are going to argue that. Or it could be that during the movie, Broly gets stronger. Maybe he's not the strongest mortal, but as the film progresses, maybe he trains, and he does become the strongest. Because you would think that
Whis would be a possibility too.
There seems to be a lot of things that
even
Whis
though I've never known Broly to do one
day
of training in his life,
that could be another.
But who knows?
Here. So it's gonna trigger some people, but Jiren might end up being second place, bro, at the end of the movie.
The only argument that I
don't know about that one
for Jiren that he could still technically be above, I guess I would just say modern Broly, if he could be above him, would be something that me and you talked about on one of our old One Picture Classic videos about Jiren, and that was, even though this is a trope, and this is especially a trope in Dragon Ball where they always make the last main villain look kind of like trash, or they job him out in the next arc.
They do that a lot, and not just Dragon Ball, and lots of anime.
It's all the stuff, but like with Dragon Ball, they do it a lot. Like, Ten Shinhan, Piccolo, Vegeta, Frieza, etc. The only thing I would use to help boost Jiren is the fact that they pushed him really, really hard, bro. They
put the rocket up.
They put the rocket up his ass.
Old school Carney.
They pushed him harder than Vince pushed Reigns, bro. It's like, maybe you're right. I think it would be a disappointment if he isn't surpassed. But then again, at the end of the day,
where the analogy, where the comparison was so true.
In the tournament, he blocked the Genki Dama. He one shotted everybody. He beat down everybody. It's like, and even at the end of the day, UI still couldn't finish him off. At the end of the day, it took him be beaten down and tired, and it got triple teamed, ganged up on to finally beat him. So that's my stance.
He was tired by the end.
Yeah.
He was tired by the end, and Goku and Frieza rushed him. If he had been at 100%, he wouldn't have made it, at all. And even if it was one against Jiren, Goku or Frieza one-on-one, there's no way. But they had to rush him. They had to
Hell
be quick.
No.
They kind of just, even if it was a regular fight under different circumstances, like without the eliminations, Jiren may have beaten him. Like, if it was just a fight, whoever can beat the other person up more.
Right.
But they pushed him out. Like, they rushed him out, and that's how they were able to beat him. Jiren is still the strongest as of right now. But again, like you said, even though we're seeing Super Saiyan Blue on all the promotional material, I highly doubt we're not going to see Ultra Instinct, bro. It's just, it's got too much hype, too much promotion.
Right.
Too important of a form. I just refuse to believe we're not going to see it.
No, I agree with you.
So I can agree with that also.
Let us know in the comments. Of course, feel free to comment whatever you want about this. What do you think about Broly possibly surpassing Jiren? Do you think he'll be equal to Jiren or maybe stronger? I think he has to be. And don't forget to check out MJ.
Equal, yes.
TV.
More powerful? No, I don't know. That's iffy. That's not. Honestly, that's not a bad comparison, though. That wasn't a bad comparison at all. Oh, damn phone. Well, I'll have to say this, like, Broly versus Jiren, I would say they would be more evenly matched, but Broly being more powerful than Jiren, that's still iffy. I mean, we really don't know much about the new Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna find out more as the months roll on, but mm, Jiren being Jiren being weaker than Broly, I don't know. Like I said, it's iffy. It could be possible, but like I said, we won't know more as the months roll on about the new Dragon Ball Super movie that's coming out in December across the seas, and 9 times out of 10, it will be making its debut here in America by January. At least that's what the sources say on the internet. But who knows? That could change. But you never know. But I'm gonna wrap this up by saying thank you all for tuning in, and everything will be posted down in the description below. If you love the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And don't be afraid to hit me up with possible reactions possible videos you want me to react to. Now, this your boy Blaze signing out saying deuces, be easy, and be cool, and be like me. Intake a whole lot of water, because it's going to be burning hot. I'm out.